Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit that thumbs up or thumbs down. Doesn't matter either way. Either way, it still gets me in the algorithm. So, how you guys doing tonight? I know it's another late night. I was on my other channel addressing some drama stuff. So for those of you that saw me over there, welcome. Long time no see, Tinker and Sarah and a lot of you guys. I did promise you guys I would be on camera tonight, so I went on camera tonight. Actually, my hair's fallen a lot. It's been out. So I've been live for a few hours already. I no longer have a name icon. What do you mean, Kara? What's up, Stardust? I'm doing good tonight. I was actually researching something and found this. And I'm actually surprised that more people didn't cover it tonight. I didn't think I'd be the first to cover it. I figured you guys would all come in here and be like, oh, we know this already. 15 people covered it. But they didn't. I'm actually really surprised. So to me, this is pretty big. This lends credibility to the fact that she may have been kidnapped, may have been sex trafficked. I'll explain more once I get into it. But to me, it just sends up. It just says a lot to me, especially when you see these shady-ass people and you find out more about them. I think you guys will agree with me that something's not right here. This arrest happened today. There were 4 guys arrested. 4 people were arrested. It's 15 miles from Summer's house. Literally, 15 miles. 15 miles is not a lot. By GPS, it's a 20-minute drive. 20 minutes, for all intents and purposes, could be like 10 minutes. 20 minutes on GPS, 15 miles, probably a 15-minute drive. Being that their roads are pretty empty, it's not like they have heavy traffic, I'm sure it's even less. So it kind of stuck out at me, and when you see the shady people, you're going to understand. The group High Pine, you get monthly. Oh, you're not monthly anymore. Maybe it expired. Sometimes that happens. So before I get into that, did you guys see Don Wells' interview that he did saying that he regrets being on a live and he won't go on YouTube anymore? Have you guys seen that yet? Hey, Coffee and Conversation. Because I just saw that. I don't know if you guys have seen that yet, but he's pretty serious. And I think it's due to me and Marissa. You haven't seen it? You saw that, Laura? Yeah, I was like, okay. Hold on, let me get it over here. All right.
It's been 1 week since Donald...
Hold on. Whoop. Yeah, he shouldn't be on YouTube. He's pretty serious about it too, though, which is kind of funny. Let me just zoom out, zoom. Hang on. All right.
Wells was rearrested in court following his DUI arrest last weekend. Today he spoke with News Channel 11 for the first time since. He told us he has obtained a lawyer and he could not speak about what happened. And although the family's website, findsummerwells.com, was created in conjunction with the Wells family official YouTube channel, he addressed the negativity surrounding other YouTube content creators and some of his appearances on different videos and channels.
I have to stay off the YouTube thing, or be very careful about if I do anything on YouTube from now on, because, you know, I have lost control. I've done stupid things, and for that I apologize. I'm just trying to be right, trying to focus on our church and the things that our family, you know, that we so much enjoyed together.
This Thursday, we'll have in-depth coverage.
But so people asked me that day, like, this is what I was trying to say to Marissa. Hold on. This is what I was trying to say to Marissa the other night. Like, I knew I had one chance. I knew I was probably never going to get this opportunity again, so I needed to deep dive into it. I knew, let me ask as many questions as possible, because this might be my only opportunity to get it. And I was right. So I would change nothing about the other night other than convincing Marissa to keep him on longer. That's the only thing I would have changed. I would have tried to get a lot more out of him, because, you know, it's kind of like an elevator pitch. You get 8 seconds. And if you don't pitch yourself in 8 seconds, you're done. You're never getting another chance. You know, you meet a star in an elevator. You get one shot. You're never going to see him again. You're never going to have this opportunity again. So you run with it. And that's exactly what I did. And that's why I wouldn't change a thing. You know, all these creators that had something to say about it, their mentality is wrong, because my mentality is, I got one chance and I'm going to do it. And that's exactly what happened. So again, I'm glad that I did what I did. I have zero regrets. The only regret that I have is not telling Marissa to do it longer. That's it. Other than that, no regrets. So, let me pull up. I don't know why.
Throughout the day about the search for Summer Wells, her parents.
Okay. The rest is just same old, same old. So let me pull up. All right. So I haven't watched the news story on this. I haven't watched the news story on this. All I know is I read the headlines. I haven't watched it yet, but we can watch it together. But in Blountville, which is literally 15 miles from Summer Wells, 4 men were arrested for human trafficking. Tennessee Bureau of Investigations said the arrests were made during a 2-day undercover operation involving TBI's Human Trafficking Unit, Sullivan County Sheriff's Office, District Attorney's Office, and Homeland Security Investigations. The investigation underway it's the wrong thing. According to TBI, following suspects were arrested. Let me get you guys the picture so you know what you're looking at. Give me 1 second. I should have been more prepared, but I just jumped on it. Sorry. Well, what the hell? Thank you, Avery. How did this work? What's the name? Oh, I know why. Hold on. I love a channel. I was watching 2 other streamers, and there's so much drama around Donna, it gives me a headache. Oh, I don't want to even deal with the drama. I agree. Too much drama. All right, so these are the 4 men. I don't know who's who. I'm going to assume that this is the first one. This is the second one. So Matthew David Bailey, 42, of Jonesboro, trafficking for a commercial sex act, patronizing prostitution from a minor. Thank you, Versi. Kenneth Paul Kotwowski, 49, of Bristol, Tennessee, trafficking for a commercial sex act, patronizing prostitution from a minor. Ronnie Luther Gilliam, 63, of Duffield, Virginia, trafficking for a commercial sex act, patronizing prostitution from a minor, exploitation of a minor. Michael William Alverson, 62, of Piney Flats, trafficking for a commercial sex act, patronizing prostitution from a minor. Okay, the things that stick out at me about this, like really jump out, are the ages. Candace is 39, Don is 59. These ages are all a little above that and right above that. 42, 49, 63, 62. That stuck out at me. I don't know about the guy from Duffield, Virginia, that he would be friends with people in Tennessee. I don't know if they have, connection to Don and Candace. But these other people, they're very close in age. I mean, I'm not trying to judge people from looking at them, but they don't exactly look like your upscale citizens. The guy all the way to the left, I can see him being friends with Candace. The guy all the way to the right, I can see him being friends with Candace, if you guys get what I'm saying. Like, something is not right here. The fact that they were so close, yeah, they're 20 years apart. The fact that they're so close, the fact that it involved a minor. Now, again, I'm not saying that they are connected and they kidnapped Summer Wells, but I think it's something to really look into. Especially, that was one of the first things they said. All of these guys, and I'm sure there's more. I'm sure there's not the only 4. But patronizing prostitution from a minor and exploitation of a minor. These are sick motherfuckers. These are guys that like little children. These are guys that like children and that will have sex with children. So the fact that they're 20 minutes away from where Summer Wells was, and she was a beautiful little blonde girl, and thank you, Grok, and going on the fact that they look kind of shady. Some of them look pretty shady and kind of gross. Very possible. It kind of goes with, and I hate to say this, I hate to sound like a conspiracy theory, but except for the third one over, I can see any one of these guys being in a shed with Candace, especially the guy on the left. And and I'm just using this as an example, 4 of them, okay? I'm not saying they were all together, I'm just saying 4 of them. You only need 2 of them. One is in the shed with Candace, one grabs Summer. And it just, like I said, it just leads credibility to the fact that she may have been taken. And I'm not covering for Don and Candace at all, but, in a case like this, in my opinion, some people will disagree with me, but in my opinion, in a case like this, you have to explore all avenues. You can't hone in on the fact that Don and Candace did it. You can't hone in on the fact that this is your theory. You have to explore multiple theories and multiple possibilities. Although I think I know what happened, I can't say for sure. It would be irresponsible for me to hone in on them when the police haven't even honed in on them. This, to me, is much more credible. This, to me, is much bigger than thinking Don and Candace did it, because we have no answers. But to know that 4 people were busted in sex trafficking 15 minutes away, that's a problem. That's a big problem for me. So it goes on to say, TBI said the operation involved investigators placing several decoy advertisements on websites linked to prostitution and commercial sex cases. Investigation focused on identifying those looking to engage in commercial sex acts with minors. Minors. It doesn't say what age group. It just says that the cops set them up by putting stuff out there. So in this scenario, all 4 of these guys, okay, Michael Alverson is the first one. He's 62. When I go down more, it shows. So let me just show you guys. Hold on. Michael Alverson is the one all the way to the left. He's 62. He was the one trafficking for a commercial sex act, which I guess is looking on the ad, plus patronizing prostitution from a minor. The one next to him, Ronnie Gilliam, he's the one that had patronizing prostitution from a minor plus exploitation of a minor. So he was really bad. Kenneth Katowski, which is the one next to him, he's 49. He got the trafficking plus patronizing. And the last one is Matthew Bailey. So at least we know who they are now. Oh yeah, aren't they a charming looking bunch? I agree with that. Oh, do they watch all of it? Good. I hope they do. So the primary purpose of the operation was to identify those who prey on children. So the reason why I'm pointing that out, these aren't teenagers. They're not looking for minors with a 17-year-old because by law, 17 is still a minor. So when I see, like, when I think of what they did, I think of like Backpage, you know, where you're going to get people that maybe 16, 17 runaways. But I don't think they're talking about that. I think they're talking about children, like under the age of 10 children. And in turn, support those who traffic them. So according to Sullivan County Sheriff Jeff Cassidy, he said that they not only prey on children, but they support the people who traffic them. This is 15 minutes in the exact same county as Summer Wells. There's something to that. There's got to be. There just has to be. The sheriff said that I hope this collaborative effort with the TBI and District Attorney's Office sends the message that we're always watching and will not tolerate those who victimize the most vulnerable in this community. All 4 suspects were booked into the Sullivan County Jail. At least we can see their mugshots in my state. I hope they all rot in jail. I agree. Can you imagine knowing one of them touching your dog? Oh, I agree with that. But you know what I'm saying, though? Like, I look at them and I see people that, and it's going to sound horrible, but I see people that Don and Candace would hang out with if they didn't know they were sex traffickers. That is being judgmental. That is judging somebody by their looks. I'm sorry, but in this kind of scenario, I think you kind of have to. Right? Don't hate me for it. Don't hate me. All right. So let's watch the news clip on it. See if it has anything else. It may just repeat the same thing. Hold on.
Also new tonight at 5, 4 men from the Tri-Cities region face charges following an undercover operation by the Tennessee Bureau of Investigations Human Trafficking Unit and the Sullivan County Sheriff's Office.
Now, they each are accused of seeking sex from minors. The arrests include Matthew Bailey of Jonesboro, Kenneth Katowski of Bristol, Tennessee, Ronnie Gilliam of Duffield, Virginia, and Michael Alverson of Piney Flats. They're charged with trafficking for commercial sex act and patronizing prostitution from a minor. They were arrested after authorities said they answered decoy advertisements on websites known to be linked to prostitution and commercial sex cases. The TBI said this is the 12th operation their human trafficking unit has conducted this year alone.
Holy crap. Did you hear that? Let me rewind that part. Let's watch that again. That last part, wow. Just wow. The 12th in Tennessee this year. The 12th sting operation. I didn't even realize that. That is insane. Could be the meetup spot, you're right. And I'm not pausing that. That's just taking forever to play.
Also new tonight at 5, 4 men from the Tri-Cities region face charges following an undercover operation by the Tennessee Bureau of Investigations Human Trafficking Unit and the Sullivan County Sheriff's Office.
Now, they each are accused of seeking sex from minors. The arrests include Matthew Bailey of Jonesboro, Kenneth Katowski of Bristol, Tennessee, Ronnie Gillum of Duffield, Virginia, and Michael Alverson of Piney Flats. They're charged with trafficking for commercial sex act and patronizing prostitution from a minor. They were arrested after authorities said they answered decoy advertisements on websites known to be linked to prostitution and commercial sex cases. The TBI said this is the 12th operation their human trafficking unit has conducted this year alone.
Guys, that is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. 12 this year. Hold on, I want to look something up. I'd give them a hug if they provided information about Summer. That's what you just reminded me. That's what I was going to say to Avery. You want to know something, Avery? I actually would be happier if she was trafficked for the only reason that she'd probably still be alive. If she was trafficked, even though we may not find her for a while, she would be alive. So it makes sense. Okay, Sullivan County has 77,000 people living in it. Oh wait, that's a different place. Hold on. That's New York. Sullivan County have about 158,000 people living in it. All right. In 2017, I know it's a while ago, 11 people in Kingsport were arrested for human trafficking. A youth leader, a coach, and an EMT were arrested in human trafficking in Kingsport. This lends credibility to Don's story of why he thinks they were, why she may have been sex trafficked. It gives credibility to it. All right, it's just showing me the newest one and this one from 2017. New Tennessee laws to be enacted July 1st. Yeah, it's showing me the... Hey, Denise. Look at this. This is an older one. Hold on. This is the one from Kingsport a couple of years ago in 2017. But except for like a few of them, some of them look very normal. And they were all arrested. Age of consent, I believe, is 17 or I think it's 18. 17 or 18. But they look pretty normal. They don't look like some of the others. A youth leader, a coach, an emergency medical technician, an Uber driver, and nearly a dozen men facing felony charges in Kingsport human trafficking case. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I thought Don was an idiot and was crazy when he was saying that she may have been trafficked. I was like, yeah, he's so full of shit. Because I never really looked into the history of Sullivan County. I had no idea that there was so much sex trafficking going on in Kingsport and in Kingsport alone. Total of 11 men responded and paid to have sex with an underage girl. As a result, 12 people were charged, 11 men, 1 woman. 1 woman, but 1 has been indicted and has not been arrested. Dude, that's crazy. They are someone's father, son, husband. I agree. According to the TBI, Matthew Spill is a youth minister at a church in Bristol. He's charged with trafficking a person for a commercial sex act, felony A, and trafficking a person for a commercial sex act, felony B. Where was their church? Wasn't their church in Bristol? Or am I wrong? Where's their church that they belong to? Isn't that Bristol? I usually work with children. Yeah, I agree with that. But why do I know Bristol? There is big money in it. But there's a lot right in... Oh, it's not? I don't know why I saw Bristol. Maybe I saw it when I drove there. That's crazy. Jonesboro? Look at this. Hold on. You guys got to see this with me, so I'm not as... You guys can be in awe with me. Landscaper. He was a Washington County, Tennessee EMT. He's a head football coach for Sullivan North Middle. Assistant baseball coach for the high school. Substitute teacher. He was a Food City baker for the schools. Customer service at AT&T and a youth minister of Restoration Church in Bristol. Unemployed, installer. That's crazy. So from 2015 to 2017, there were 200 arrests/citations in Sullivan County. Just in Sullivan County. 200 arrests between 2015 and this story in 2017. Hey, Patty, that's insane. Absolutely insane. So within 2 years, 200 arrests. These are the 4. 8 arrested in Johnson City, human trafficking. Three hours ago, 15-year-old missing from home in Kingsport. Last seen Saturday, November 6th. This is brand new.
It's finally here. The newest, easiest must-have app for is the moment it happens. More stories to...
I don't care about that.
Tonight, the Knoxville City Council and Knox County Commission got looks at a draft development and lease agreement between developers, the Smokies, and the city and county for
I hate when that
a new
happens.
downtown stadium.
Reporter Vinay Simlot joins us from outside the city-county building with the very...
All right. So Amber Burke was last seen Saturday, November 6th, 10 o'clock. So 2 hours ago, 3 hours ago, finding Amber Burke, 15, disappeared from a home in Kingsport. Police say Burke was last seen November 6th during the early hours. They say it is unclear how Burke left her residence, but she might be in the company of others. 5'1", 135, brown hair, green eyes. She was last seen wearing dark-colored shirt. Anyone with information? All right, so there's another girl missing.
Two Sevierville teens are safe after they were seen on an adult escort website. Police officers say the 14 and 17-year-old girls ran away from a group home in Sevierville last week. They were found in Clarksville earlier this evening.
All right, so let me just tell you. It was rumored in town that Candace sold her. I don't know. I don't really believe she sold them. But I got to be honest with you. I'm giving more credibility that she was trafficked. I thought Don was crazy. I was like, Don's out of his mind. She wasn't trafficked. He's crazy, blah, blah, blah. No, I don't know. I kind of think there may be something to it. There's a lot of people trafficked in that area. A lot. That's true, too. Janina's right. Candace really isn't that smart. TBI busted 18 in Middle Tennessee. I don't know what town, though. Spring Hill. Aren't they close to Spring Hill? Aren't they close to Spring Hill? He might be right. Oh, I said the church may have something to do with it. I said that from the beginning. Oh, they're not near Spring Hill? Sure about that? Spring Hill Road. That's why it sounds familiar. Yeah, it's 4.5 hours. Not that it matters, but 18 people were arrested, including a pastor in Middle Tennessee, human trafficking. But the Spring Hill Road, that's why I thought it was near it. You're right. Dude, that's crazy. Don is not wrong. There's tons of sex trafficking. Tons. I mean, just going through this list, 11 arrested in West Tennessee human trafficking. 15 Tennessee men charged in undercover sex trafficking. And this is all 2021. Human trafficking sting nets 12 arrested in Murfreesboro. 18 men arrested amid human trafficking investigation. 18 charged in Spring Hill human trafficking operation. Tennessee National Guard member arrested in undercover sting. Human trafficking resources, human trafficking. That is crazy. That is all. Everything that I just read you is from August 30th, 2021, October 8th, 2021, October 18th, July 12th, October 9th. Dude, that's crazy. I'm sorry, but I'm starting to give this a lot more credibility than I did previously. Let's see. Okay. Interestingly enough, the highest rates of human trafficking, Tennessee isn't even in the top 10. Nevada's number 1, Mississippi number 2, Florida number 3, Georgia number 4, Ohio number 5, 6 is Delaware, 7 California, 8 Missouri, 9 Michigan, and 10 is Texas. Tennessee falls right in the middle. Average of 2.83. That's crazy. Alabama is one of the least. Wild. Question everything. I agree. Thank you, Cuda Brown. Human trafficking cases. All right. The ones that the justice system have already. Tennessee has 180 human trafficking cases this year. Just this year. Live at the top of a hill, one way in and one way out. You don't go into those areas if you're a stranger. You do if you're a sex trafficker. That's insane. If you want to be safe, live in Vermont. They only have 9. I think if she was dead, Sarah, I said the same thing. I think if she was dead, she would have been found too already. Have you all seen the guy doing the press? He creeps me out too, Janina. Totally creeps me out. But this is what has been found already. Oh, there was an easier way to look at it. That's crazy. Wow. You live in Vermont? Yeah, the odds of you getting sex trafficked, very slim to none. It's actually pretty safe. Hey, Amy. I look like your sister? I hope that's a good thing. That's crazy. So, I would not live in Tennessee. But yeah, I'm sorry, that's pretty high. "47 victims rescued, 102 arrested in August of 2021. This is all Tennessee. I know, it's not. There we go. Hey, let me show you guys what I'm looking at. So I'm looking at TBI Newsroom. So we have those 4 men arrested, Middle Tennessee. Here's another one, 7 men arrested in human trafficking, East Tennessee. East Tennessee. East Tennessee. East Tennessee. There's middle. Another East Tennessee. More East Tennessee. This is all Blount County. Middle. That's crazy. So, I don't know. I just think there's more to this. TBI has pretty much ruled out a stranger abduction, not abduction, though. Well, I mean, look at these 4 guys. I think any one of them could be friends with Candace and Don. Except this guy. I don't see this guy hanging out with Candace or Don. I see this guy hanging out with them. I see this guy hanging out with them. And I certainly see this guy hanging out with them. See, the thing is, too, that's interesting, though, and I don't know if you guys will agree with me on it, doesn't sound dumb. Like, when I heard him on that interview just now, he doesn't sound dumb. He sounds like he's pretty smart. But I don't know. That's their goal. We train them, and then they don't know any better. Yeah, that is true. See, here's the thing, too, though, based on, and I've said this for a while now, when you look at TBI saying that a stranger couldn't have abducted them, how can they rule that out if they don't know who did abduct them? That's what I don't understand. Are they basing it on Candace being there? Are they basing it on Candace not being there? Because I kind of think that Candace was not, she was occupied. And I tried looking up the 911 call. It still hasn't been released. But as you guys know, I'm sure all you guys heard it. I've heard it a bunch of times. The, whatchamacallit, not the 911 call, but the dispatch call where it says that mom was taking a walk. And I remember even back then we were like, Mom didn't take a walk. She wasn't walking anywhere. Which, again, once I heard it again, tells me 100% she was in that shed doing something with somebody. I don't believe she was with Grandma. I don't even know if Grandma was there. Something is going on in that shed. I swear by this. Are any of these guys who are their neighbors? I don't believe, like, immediate neighbors, no. But, I mean, let's not forget, too, and again, I'm not judging. I understand people get through their past. Don was not exactly a straight-up guy. Don also had his issues with sex with minors, sex with family members, so that's why I'm saying I could see him being friends with these guys. Maybe Don just never got caught, but maybe he was involved in all this. Maybe he was looking up little girls on sex trafficking. Maybe, something went wrong and he hung out with these type of people, which was totally logical, knowing Don's history, knowing the shit Don's done. I don't think it's out of the norm to think he might be hanging out with these guys, or he just never got caught. I don't think that's a far out assumption. More likely to believe CW is in the shed and someone that's what I'm saying. No, Summer was not in the shed. Summer was not in the shed at all. I believe Mom was in the shed. What about the text supposedly sent to the drug dealer from Candace saying it's done? Sarah, I don't know what you're talking about. I know nothing about that. Was that a real text? Allegedly, Candace was putting her mom's knee brace on, but we have no proof of that. I mean, obviously, we're not going to have proof of that. But, Sarah, I don't know where you saw that. Was that a rumor? Or was that legit? Because I never heard that before. I never heard that before. But there's a lot of things I haven't heard of yet. Hold on, that might be someone trying to get my attention. Hunter said in his interview with CW that he found that text in Candace's phone. Why don't I remember that? Why don't I remember that? Why can't I remember that? I watched that interview. I took a strike for that interview, but then I beat the strike. Hey, Kim. Yeah, I don't remember that. The church is in Kingsport. All right. All right. Someone sent me an article about the church. I do still have penis candles. I've been giving him, putting in his wax melts. They're not really candles. They're more wax melts. I do not remember that interview. I mean, I remember the interview, but I even did a deep dive in that interview, and I don't remember hearing it. See, I'm going to strike. I don't know. I beat the strike, so I don't care. I could play it again. I already beat it. But I don't remember that. Can anyone get me a timestamp on it? Because I honestly don't remember that. Do you remember the timestamp? Around? Yeah, no, I mean, it hasn't been sent out yet. It's in a box to go, though. Oh, I believe you, but I want to see it. I got to play it. I'm not saying I don't believe you. Yeah, but honestly, LJ, there's enough arrests there that you wouldn't even really have to look in other places. There's enough sex trafficking there. So did the news pick up this? I mean, that's big. I don't remember anybody blowing that up. Hey, Kim. I don't believe Candace at all. I never have. But also, yeah, that part I remember about Don firing someone. But I don't remember Hunter saying that he found a text that said it's done. I mean, did they lend any credibility to it? I just don't remember that. And I listened to that interview a couple of times. That's so weird. I honestly don't remember it. Yeah, I would definitely like a timestamp. But I don't know. Did anybody blow that up? I mean, I would think that that's pretty important. Did Chris acknowledge it? You remember that? I would need a timestamp. I don't remember it. Did Plunder cover it? Like, is it its own title? Candace, a part-time... No, I just think she was sucking dick for dope. That's my feeling, honestly. I really do think she was doing drugs in the shed. And she wouldn't dare tell Summer. I mean, she wouldn't dare tell John. Summer Wells, Candace Bly forgets. I'm on Plunder's site. Let's see if she has anything. All right. 4748 during an interview with Hunter on CM Channel. Hold on. Don't strike me, Chris. It was what happened at the swimming hole, right? That video? Yeah. 4748.
Is that it was done, and I was going to read the next message of what she said. And she just started running up, and so I grabbed her phone. And see, I'm good with tech. I know where everything you can hide is. And so I went through her Google Photos, if that's what you want to call it.
Okay.
The gallery part.
Okay.
And so, where you can delete things, they don't just delete, they go to your trash. I don't know if people know that or not, but they go to your trash.
Okay.
I know that because I mess around with tech every day.
Right. You need to go into IT, bro. Right there. Go ahead.
And so, when I looked in there, I seen 13 messages between her and her drug... I'm going to say drug dealer because he is. I mean, I don't know if I'm allowed to name his name, but yeah, all I seen was the first message before she started walking up to the mailbox to get up here is that it was done, and I was going to read the next message of what she said. And she just started running up here, and I literally just slid my phone in my pocket and just put hers there. It's like, she asked me if I went through her phone. I said, no, why? Because I cleared it all out before she can get up here.
Did you tell TBI all this?
Yeah, I told them.
Okay. And they told you to keep it quiet on this piece?
They didn't tell me to really keep anything quiet.
Okay.
It's just that I'm not allowed to go on, like, lives without her, like, international television.
Right. Okay. Don't...
All right. I gotta say this, though. If my daughter's boyfriend went through my phone, I think I'd be a little fucking pissed. If my friend's sons went through, or if my son's friends went through my phone, I think I'd be a little pissed. So, he was yawning. You actually saw him yawning. But is Hunter believable? I don't know. I just don't know if Hunter's believable. And I always said that. He's not exactly trustworthy. and depending on what kind of phone you have. When I delete a text, I delete a text. It doesn't go to trash. It's gone forever. Why was Candace spending so much time with Hunter and without the boys? I agree with that too. I don't know. I don't know what was going on with Hunter. But I don't know. You know, if he's able to get the medicine, I was reading the medication. If he was able to get all this and saying that it goes to trash, then wouldn't the TBI be able to get that as well? That's the other part that sounds sketchy. Thank you, Rad. That's the other part that sounded sketchy to me. Shouldn't TBI have been able to get that? They have, you know, pretty good forensics. Why didn't they get it? That's why I don't know if I buy it. But I'm telling you, I didn't catch that the first time. Maybe I should listen to the whole interview again. Not right now, but... what about the message when Candace said it? No, the drug dealer said it was done. Not Candace. The drug dealer did. The drug dealer sent to Candace, said it's done. He was looking to see what Candace wrote instead of that. They would have been able to see that. I agree. Hunter's an oddball. I wouldn't trust a word he says. Yeah, there's something weird with that. I don't know what, but it's very weird. I always said that it was weird. I just had those. That's a, yeah. Deleted text. See, this is what I was looking. Let me show you guys. I'm on Plunder's page. But just to show you guys what I'm talking about, or what I'm looking at, so you guys can follow along with me. Is I'm looking at Summer's page. Like, this is the stuff to really re-go through. Obviously, I'm not doing it tonight. It's 12:30 in the morning. But this is the stuff to go through. All the old stuff to see if it matches up with the new stuff. Like, I'm a big believer in any case, you want to find answers, go back to the beginning. You know, and that's what I did originally when I first left the case and then came back on the case. You have to go back to the beginning. You have to see where it started and put all the pieces together, piece by piece from the beginning. Did it with Chris Watts? Gonna do it with this. Same thing with Brian and Gabby. Scott Peterson, same thing. Go back to the beginning. So I think definitely doing a deep dive into all the early conversations that kind of we all forgot about. And what made me think of that is seeing some of the stuff. Candace blames the cops. Candace's story has changed.
To plunder. Donald Wells is dad to Summer Wells, the missing 5-year-old, and he looked pretty worse for the wear in this mugshot where it looks like he can hardly keep his eyes open. This is from October 14th, 2020. Again, only 8 months ago. So once again, I researched the Hawkins County Public Safety exactly.com Court documents had revealed that Donald Wills was indeed arrested that night, October 14, 2020, and charged with domestic assault, possession of a handgun while under the influence, and unlawful possession of a weapon in regards. It may or may not have been her birthday that night. I'm still trying to verify her birth date, but we can hear coming up the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office was dispatched once again to that 110 Ben Hill Road home for domestic assault. Donald Wells, as you'll hear in the police audio, was probably pretty extremely intoxicated, as the dispatcher tells police. But there are some other troubling things beyond the fact that Don told the officers he had a black powder pistol in the glove box. We won't and yelling in the background, which might be him. And we know of alcohol. Allegedly there was a struggle. So said that Don prompted his mom, that is, on that out. They start requesting eyes. Look, both parties are intoxicated. The female physical. When the down walked on, even though we can't.
Requested mutual aid, correct?
10-4, Sullivan County requested perimeter be set.
10-4, I'm on my low, North Holston River right here. Underpass, see if I can locate.
Have a domestic with assault, 110 Ben Hill Road, 110 Ben Hill Road, off Beach Creek Road.
10-4, is there any lower end guy that can get that?
6.
We're practically on scene right now with the shooting.
Can you get out to 110 Ben Hill Road off Beach Creek? Have a domestic with assault.
10-4, Ben route. 4336, I'll get you go.
Both parties are intoxicated. The female is refusing to leave the residence. They're in a verbal at this time. The unit route to Ben Hill Road. We're advised that there are 4 small children in the residence. There's also a couple other parties. She's in the back bedroom. Advised there's not a door that locks. I was advising the male maybe walking down the road, gray shirt and blue jeans.
Possible direction of threat.
Not sure. Advised he's very intoxicated. Female laid the phone down, walked away from it. Sounds like the male's back in the residence. She's yelling, "Ow," and "Stop." The city county unit prepared a copy of Bolo for a white DMC Sonoma, Utah tag. Led from 110 Ben Hill Road, headed towards Church Hill. Reference to a domestic. Male's intoxicated. He was called back in. Their sergeant advised we can clear the perimeter. We can clear the traffic.
I think the scariest part is to think of Don Wells being that drunk and operating a motor vehicle. And they had to.
She's been missing since June 15th. Hey, I just thought of something watching that video. Don't hate me. Don't think I'm strange. Many other people may have thought of this. But what if it was Candace? Like, all right, we all look at Don's past and we all see Don as the bad one. What if Candace was jealous of Summer and got rid of her so she could be Don's number one? Like, everybody else, including myself, thought maybe she got rid of Summer because she was protecting her. What if she got rid of Summer because, you know, Grandma was protecting her? Very simple. What if she was jealous of Summer? It has been theorized. I knew I wasn't the first to come up with it, but I just thought of it. That maybe she was just jealous. Now she has Don all to herself. Mothers do get jealous. Well, I wouldn't know, but they say some mothers do get jealous. What has been lent to that theory? Have people explored it more? Candace does get violent when drunk or high. I mean, they both do. They're both crazy. But I always looked at it as that wasn't the possibility. That she didn't, but could be as simple as she was jealous of Summer and had to get rid of Summer. Which goes back to my original theory that, yes, I think Candace is involved and Don's not. I would imagine you heard it before. I mean, I knew I wasn't the first to come up with it. A little girl was abducted, and I don't know who said it, but a few people close to them said she was jealous of Summer. But I'm just saying, he showered with him? You mean she? I don't know. Law enforcement is aware of it. Just because she was abducted doesn't mean something happened. Something didn't happen. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking my original thought that Candace is involved. I don't know. I was just reading a comment. Oh, I don't know if she showered with him. Both are violent with each other. You just heard that today. I don't know. It just hit me watching the video that it's very possible that she got rid of him and maybe she got rid of her and maybe gave her to a sex trafficker. That could still mean that she was abducted. Because think about it. Candace happens to disappear, and I can't get away from this. Candace happens to disappear on the day that Summer is taken. The 911 operator, not 411, 911 operator said that Candace had said she was coming back from a walk. Clue number one, Candace wasn't on a walk. Candace's house to the grandma's house is extremely close proximity. She could have been back to their house in 5 seconds. They come back from the trip. When everybody thought Summer was dead, maybe Summer was drugged. There's no way to test to see if she was or was not drugged because we don't have a body or a person to test it on. So when they stopped at the store, when they stopped at the vape stores sell Delta 8. Delta 8 will knock you the fuck out, especially a child. So when everybody thought Summer was dead, maybe she was given some Delta 8, which you can buy at any vape store, or something that would knock her out. That's why she looked dead. This is just a theory I'm making up as I go. Then she went to the house. Summer's half awake, half sleeping. She doesn't know, but it's going to cause her not to scream. Maybe she went outside to start to go to her mom, who she didn't know where she was, to tell her she didn't feel good. And that's when she was taken. She didn't know what was going on. She couldn't scream because she was half out of it. Just a theory I thought of. Yeah, the 911 call, the dispatcher said she was on a walk. It'll make you really high. Summer was laying on a cold gallon of milk. Exactly, Red Lotus. That's what I'm saying. It could have been something that knocked her out. She didn't eat anything that day, according to Candace. They never gave her food that day, just a slushie and candy. Yeah, that's the first thing Candace said, is that she was on a walk. She was returning from a walk. So again, that I just came up with this theory as I was thinking it. But, thinking of Hunter when they stopped at the vape store, very easily could have drugged her, put something in her. And especially if Candace was going to get rid of her, which would be why she didn't scream or why nobody heard her. Candace's story has changed a couple of times, which again lends the credibility that maybe, just maybe, she was drugged. and dropped off and taken that way. We don't know where she walked to. I mean, edible candies, exactly. I think she was dry drowned or Hunter one. I don't believe she was dry drowned. It takes a lot to dry drown. To the shed. But the boys saw her. So that's why I don't give that too much. I think the only person in the shed was Candace and some drug dealer. I really do. As soon as I saw that shed and saw how far away it was, because this way, remember, this way, if it went down like that, Candace has no culpability because she technically did not see Summer get taken. So she can't lie about that. It's not like she watched it and she's going to crack. If you didn't see it, you didn't see it. She was trying to get out of Hunter's house. I'm going back to the interviews. She was trying to get out of Summer's house bad. I mean, out of Hunter's house fast. She wanted to get out of Hunter's house. So she got out of Hunter's house really, really quickly. Even Hunter's mom said that kind of wasn't normal, the way she wanted to get out of there so fast, which brings me back to she got out of there so fast because she wanted to go meet her drug dealer. This was all a plan thing. This was all a time thing. And a drug dealer who was taking the kid or the sex trafficker or something. Because, I just thought of something thinking of my theory. That text message that Hunter says happened didn't happen. Because if he saw the text message that said it's done, that couldn't have happened before Summer was taken because he was with Summer. So he was looking at her phone while Summer was still there. So the only thing that could have been done is they set it up for something to happen. That's possible. But Summer being taken and someone texting saying it's done couldn't have happened when Summer was still with them. So maybe that's why there was no credibility to the story. Don didn't let anyone in the shed. Doesn't mean that Candace didn't go in it. Candace acts very distraught on that YouTube. I deal with MGL and you. I feel that she feels... I agree with that, Red Lotus. I think she feels very guilty too. Candace knows more than she says. I absolutely agree with that. Amy, I didn't see what you said. Believe she sold to some very shady people. I'll agree with that. Could it be sex trafficking? Absolutely. However, it could also be that Candace gave it to the sex traffickers. But, yeah, I was just thinking about it. Hunter's story doesn't make sense. Because it doesn't add up. She can when she wants to, so DW doesn't talk too much. I don't believe Hunter. Hunter's wrong. But Laura, why would the TBI have what they need to charge it? That's what I asked Joe last week. That's exactly what I said. I said, I don't understand why they don't have enough, because they don't. That poor baby, no one was protecting her. That's all she needed. I'm telling you, I'm leaning towards my story from last night based on her being jealous of Summer. Maybe they want to find her first. No, Joe explained there's nothing to arrest her on. In that video with Marissa, Dom was trying to shush Candace due to her emotional upheaval. Yeah, but I don't think Don knows. I think Don would hurt her. I think Don would kill her if he knew that she gave him away. Because what if she really did give her away because of jealousy? I don't know. It is crazy. The not knowing makes it even crazier. But I don't think Don has any idea. I've said that from day one. I really don't. I think he knows as little as we do. And I don't think she'd ever admit it to him. But I think that's causing her downfall. And I think she's losing her mind because of it, honestly. I lost hope that she'll be found. It's sad, but I did. I don't think she'll be found. I mean, let me say, I think she'll be found. I don't think she'll be found alive. I really don't. As sad as that is. So, think mom may have been drunk and phoned me, know what happened. I don't know. I don't know if she was drunk or high. She's upset because her daughter was taken. Candace did not say that, Don did. True point. Very true. I wonder if Robin Lee may know something. I don't know. I always said the church was involved too. Pick up Summer in the truck after they went swimming. Wonder if she was being alive. I think she was alive, but maybe she was drugged out. Maybe they gave her drugs. Why stop at a vape store when your daughter's sleeping? I don't know. Deer hunters are out. Maybe hurt when she was in the shed. She was high, couldn't explain. Yeah, I think she was in the shed. I do. This is a problem in East. Yeah, we were looking through that before, K2. Human trafficking is huge up there. Huge. Oh, I did already. We were looking at it before. It's insane. 4 people were arrested tonight. They are evangelists. I don't know. I don't believe they're true religious people at all. They're first day evangelists. Yeah, those church people were scary. It was so hot outside. Why was someone wearing a jacket in the back seat? Probably because she was swimming and she may have been cold. You know, like when you're all wet and you get cold? That's what I'm thinking. 7th day evangel. What did I say? First day? 7th day Adventist or whatever. The flute player changes religion and joined the church is now gone. Oh, no shit. I don't know. That whole church, that whole like ceremony they did was freaky as hell. He would visit the home. I'm telling you, there's so much weird shit. But I still think Candace is involved. That church did seem cult-like. I'm sure they were. To know if they were involved in the carnival affairs locally or traveled for their employment. I don't think so. I think Don has held a pretty good job. I think he has a pretty good business. Let me see. Okay, that's the wrong Don Wells. The only Don Wells pulling up is a football player worth $7 million. Doesn't tell me. Y'all think you're so perfect, but here in the hills, I bet y'all wouldn't come in our parts and say that to our face. Say what to your face? In 2019, 62% of victims in the U.S. were identified as sex trafficking victims. JJJDD, you an inbreed? That's kind of an odd name, but tells me why you're in the hills. I had not thought of that. I thought hot car death, but we have a lot here. These people in the comments, how much better they are and how much they live higher class and how Candace and Don are the worst parents ever. I don't think anybody said that they're the worst parents ever, nor did they say that they were better than anybody. So if you can point out to me where anyone in the chat said that, please retype it, because I haven't seen that at all. So try again. SW is dressed in heavier clothes. Yeah, but not when you're swimming. I mean, I've been cold leaving a beach. You never know. Yeah, with a name like JJJDD, it speaks volumes. Thanks, Amy. Seriously, though. Like, come on, dude. Nobody's even saying anything like that. Try again. See, like, if you go back to... I just happen to be doing a Google search. Good chance she's already dead. Don said that on July 14th, so exactly a month. All right, let's go back to June 18th, 3 days after. Let's see if Don's story has changed.
So when her mother come in, she says, "Where's Summer?" She went down in the basement. She didn't answer, so she went down there and she was gone. So she went out the basement door, which was unlocked, and we haven't seen her since.
This morning, Donald Wells spoke on camera for the first time since his daughter disappeared.
Please, let Summer be okay, and please come home.
He says it's unlikely Summer would leave the house on her own. Wells says the last time anyone in the family saw Summer was when she entered the house to play in the basement after gardening with her mother and grandmother. Wells also spoke about his gut feeling about Summer's whereabouts.
Some bad person grabbed her, but we have no idea.
Wells says law enforcement have covered leads on area sex offenders and drug addicts.
We're trying to think, beat our brains out. We've covered everything that we can think of already.
Investigators say they have followed up on 85 tips so far. Wells says he is overwhelmed by the massive numbers of personnel on site.
We just really appreciate everybody trying to help that they have, law enforcement and all these volunteers that are here. I've never seen anything like this in my entire life.
It was John Janko reporting those.
I don't know. He's just so much different when he's sober. So much different. On July 13th, he had little hope. On June 22nd, they learned, first time we learned about the domestic. I don't know. His story has been different from Candace. Seems sober tonight talking to Doug. Actually, it was weird. Oh, he was talking to Doug? I thought he was keeping away from social media. Did you guys hear about this? I heard about this earlier, totally unrelated. But this is pretty wild. That authorities in North Carolina actually helped, they got someone arrested and noticed a female passenger in the vehicle making hand gestures that are known on TikTok to represent domestic violence. So a 61-year-old was arrested. Authorities learned the female passenger's parents had reported her missing. This guy was arrested. Teen told authorities she and Brick had traveled through North Carolina, Tennessee, Kentucky, and into Ohio, where he had relatives. According to authorities, Brick's relatives realized that the female in his custody was underage and had been reported missing. They left Ohio. That's when the teen began attempting to get motorist attention to call 911. The three hand gestures have become a popular way for domestic abuse violence signal for help. She did it out the window, and she got help. He was charged with first-degree unlawful. So just remember that. I think it's this, and this. If you do that, it means that you need help. That's crazy. Oh, was she Sunspear? That's wild, though. But it has to be done in that order. Isn't that awesome? You just go like this. Sage was teaching this, this, this. You do that, it means you need help. It started on TikTok. That's crazy. And people say social media is not important. Are they teaching it in schools? Crazy. That's good that somebody knew it. Social media is good for something, exactly. But yeah, it's just, you put your hand up, you go like this, this, this. And you keep doing it if you don't screw it up. But if you go like this, that's not it. It has to do in sequence. I think if I close, I would shit if I saw someone do that. But they say kids are doing that. Like, and then, parents are like getting the police to their door. During an interview with DW, he had said it was easy pickings through those parts that she could have easily come up and taken her. Or video it behind your back. Yeah, do it behind your back. Comes from those hills. Candace and Don are outsiders. They are not from those hills. Good point. Trying to bend my thumb inward? Yeah. She signed that gesture and she actually was hidden in a closet. And her husband had her locked in a closet. PD was called, thank goodness. Oh, wow. That's true, though. They're not from the hills. It does help a lot of cases. Hey, look at Brian Laundrie. Gabby would have never been found without those van people. Who is she? The girl that got helped. So, all right, I'm going to shut down, though. I'm getting tired. I've been on since 8:30 on my other channel, too. So, all right, I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful night. And just remember, there's a lot of sex traffickers. And the 4 latest to get arrested definitely raises a lot more questions of what really happened. But yeah, Red, White, and Bethune, thank you. No, I don't think they got a reward. They should have. But I don't think there was an award for Gabby being found. It was for Brian. And I don't think anyone got that. Heard on another channel that Grandma might have had someone take Summer to keep her. See, Terry, I don't think it's to keep her protected. I think it was because she was jealous. Hey, misdemeanor. I don't think it was a protection thing. I used to think it was a protection thing, but seeing Candace now, no. I think it was a jealousy thing. That whole protection thing came from Chase, which was full of shit to begin with, and I knew that the first time I heard it. So, yeah, I'm not buying that one. So, all right, I will see you guys tomorrow. Amy, awesome. And that's it. I'll see you guys later. Peace.